And tonight, let me get this camera over here. I am streaming from a hotel. So, this is Rachel Hogan's art. I'm Rachel Hogan, and this is going to be art. So, I actually got my phone to go horizontal tonight, which I'm really excited about. And tonight I might do some inking. Oh, where'd I put my other pen? I've got my Micron pen here, number 3, and my Pilot pen G210. And we're just gonna start with a circle, and I kind of always trace my circle. It gives me a starting point for when I'm streaming or drawing something. And I'm using ink tonight. I'm not going to mess with pencil and then go over it with ink. I'm just going to start with the ink, and then we'll do our pattern. And we're going to make this like a flower pattern going around the outside of the circle. So we're doing some Zentangle a little bit. Now normally I have another circle going around that side, so I know to make these petals all even, but I'm not feeling like I want that to be exactly how it goes tonight. So I'm just freehanding everything. Oh, hey, the Batty couple, you're back. Yeah, I'm there. I am here. Welcome, thank you for coming back to my stream again. You're so awesome. Yeah, I'm just doing some Zentangling. I am in Orlando area because at a hotel in Florida, if you don't know where Orlando is, that is where my sister has come down from Seattle to visit with her family for a couple weeks. So I drove over here from my house to hang out with her and her family. Because I only get to see him once a year, you know. I used to live in Seattle, and now I have lived in Florida for many years. All right, so there is our first shape. And I'm having a little bit of a personal summer right now. That means I am sweating. So I'm going to take a minute to kind of cool down. It's been so hot here. There we go. So how's the weather where you are? And I think we're going to take a few swirlies. Going up into the corner. Oh, I gotta move my stuff over. I keep hitting it with my elbow. I'm using a countertop to stream on in the kitchen. And that's actually working pretty good. I actually like it. And then we're going to do some little petals on the back sides of the little loopy loops we just made. And make those look all nice and pretty. There we go. And this one will be interesting because it's going to run into the other one. I have to turn it. I'm getting a weird angle. You want to make sure your angles are right. So this one should run right into that one, like so. And I heard you for 1 second, then you disappear. Oh, it was paused? Am I paused? I hope I'm not paused. I should be live. Right? Am I live? Or was your, oh, maybe you paused your own video? Is that what you're trying to say? I can understand that. I'm just bringing this down, and I'm making it like like branches. But this is pretty fun. I like doing these loopy-loopy things. I think they're pretty fancy looking, and so I think that's why I like doing them, or drawing them, I should say. I like drawing the things. So it's really good to, you know, for me to do something different, get out of my house, get out of my neighborhood for a minute. Sometimes we get stuck in our lives and we never get to go anywhere or do anything fun. Unless you're one of those fun people and that's all you do is fun things, and then I'm jealous of you and also happy for you. There we go. That's all pretty. And what's it say? It was me. Oh, okay. It was you, Batty? Okay, I gotcha. I'm making a design. I'm not sure. It may turn into something. I'm freehanding. It's like Zentangle, and you just kind of draw what you feel. And so that's what I'm doing right now. Is just mostly drawing what I'm feeling, and kind of getting you know, like it just turns into a really cool design. And this is my sketchbook, so I'm not gonna, I was gonna show you something, but now I'm not going to, because this is a surprise even to me. So what you just kind of just make designs as you go along, and I'm just going how my hand feels like going right now. Like it doesn't always, sometimes I just go with the feeling of art rather than the actual picture. And, you know, you just make your patterns and it turns into a really beautiful picture, more kind of abstract-y. But it helps you because it's how you're feeling, how your hand is wanting to move. And I'm feeling like waves right now. So I'm just kind of going in waves. And then now I feel like I want to draw some mushrooms. So we're going to do that. We're making our little round mushrooms. And it's kind of cool because it's fun to kind of see what develops when you're just freehanding. Because sometimes it's nice not to have a goal and you just kind of let your creative juices flow, I guess is a good way to say it. And Batty, your sketchbook fell apart. Oh no, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Alrighty. I hope you get all your sketchbook picked up. So these mushrooms I saw someone else make on a Zentangle video, and they're just circles, and I just thought it was the easiest way to make little mushrooms. So you just draw a circle and a stem, and these little triangles on the side, so it looks like it's inside of it. You can also, which I will do with this one, make a little bit bigger of a the inside part. And I'm going to draw some lines here to, I don't know, just kind of like it's more of the underside of the mushroom. And I think some circles on our mushrooms will be nice to have as well, a few little details. And then we'll add a couple more mushrooms because, I don't know, I'm feeling mushroomy right now. And this is my creative juices, just kind of like, okay, we're going to do this, then this, and not have a goal in mind. And just, the goal is to release tension tonight. We're going to just kind of release tension by drawing circles and patterns and having it turn into a picture, you know, which you can paint, or you can make it into a color book page, or you can just color it, you know, with whatever, like watercolors or pencils or whatever you have. It's just kind of releasing tension and energy and just feeling better about your overall wellness. All right, I think we're gonna get a few small little mushrooms up here. Little thinner stems. And just kind of bringing it, that one's in the back side. And maybe one coming down this way, a little bit bigger one. And that's kind of like a spaceship's base shape, I guess you could say. I don't know what this is actually called. It's not really an oval because it's got points on either end. So some kind of shape. Yeah, like that. And then I like, there's this fan you can make. You just kind of draw a line, and this is our base point here. And you just kind of draw in all these swirly lines like that. And make straight lines from each of the inside corners down to your baseline and on the outside too. And that gives it kind of like a ribbon fan effect. And maybe a little swirly or two inside there. And then we can draw a bigger one. And I'm streaming early tonight because my family was really nice and decided to go to the hot tub and let me live stream quietly in the hotel without them interrupting me, which I thought was really cool of them, because they are very loud. Very fun people. And I think we're just going to draw some circles in here. Fill up that little blank space. I think you can see, I hope my hand's not in the way of the designs. And then also, this one has a little bit of, comes in like that. That's kind of fun. And I want to do a couple little flowers out here. I always throw some flowers in all my designs. A flower, a seashell, a mermaid, you never know. An eyeball. So I want to do a bigger fan down here. And you got to make those swirlies. And this is our point of origin down here. So we bring all our lines down to this point here, which I already messed up, but that's okay. Because this one, I'm just going to reorganize. and make curves out of it. So it becomes like a flower. And that's why I use ink sometimes, just because I don't want to worry about mistakes. I just want to be creative. And if something happens that I didn't plan on, some people may say that's a mistake, but it's just, you know, as Bob Ross would call it, you know, a happy accident or something like that. But it's, you can figure out how to work into your design things that you don't plan on happening. And that's part of being a creator, you know, you're just creative. Being creative is awesome. I love creating things. And I do have my water so I can shade some of this if I want to. Which I think I might do here. If I spray, let me get my napkin out. If I spray, excuse me, not spray, but I'm going to pour a little water into this. This is my water dish tonight because my actual water dish is back at my house. And the paintbrush I was going to use is now on the floor. So let me grab it. It ran away from me. All right, so just using the ink that we already have used, I'm just going to smear it around a little bit. Kind of to bring out the ink that's in here. And it just adds a little bit of natural inky shading, which I just love, and it's so fast and easy. And around each petal. And in our little jungle of mushrooms, we'll have a little bit of shading in there as well. That's one thing I like about drawing with ink is you can just take a wet paintbrush and just quickly add some shading and just render it in. I always like rendering things. It gives it a nice quick rendering. And bring that around so the inside has a little bit more darkness to it, a little bit more depth, and just bring it around like that. All right, easy peasy. Now I didn't give any to the mushrooms. They don't deserve it right now. Batty, you're so awesome to be on here. You're like my #1 fan right now. I appreciate that you're on here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I don't know why my chat isn't on my phone. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, Bob Ross is your idol? Awesome. Yeah, mine too. I mean, he was just so super awesome. Now I have this big empty spot in here. I don't know what to put in yet for our focal point. But I think what I'm going to do is just kind of, I've got everything coming from that circle, but I'm going to bring out from another angle, another type, like a daisy type flower, because I don't want everything coming from that angle. I want to add a little bit of variety, and we'll give it a nice big leaf, couple leaves there. And a nice big flower over here. No, I'm terrible at making even leaves tonight, or even petals, I mean. I'm gonna bring that in there and bring up another big old leaf behind that leaf. And make it nice and pretty. Yeah, Bob Ross is an inspiration, don't you think? What is that? Bob Ross saying. Yes. Oh, you did a presentation called Life in a Box. You brought a Bob. It's Bob Ross, R-O-S-S. There's no B in it. Bobblehead. Oh, that's funny. Pretty cool. That must have been fun. So we've got some mushrooms, some flowers, and I think our fan could use a little bit of some depth as well. So I'm going to get my little paintbrush wet, and let's fill in some of these circles back here. Because that ink is still pretty wet, so we can give it some shading there. And this one as well. There we go. Bring that down here a little bit. It's fairly simple. And this leaf I'd like a little darker too. I think I'm going to make that a little darker right behind it, so it shows that the leaf is behind the leaf in the front of it by just darkening the back leaf. And maybe our stems too. Our stems should be a little bit darker. It's the easiest way to color black and white is just using the ink you've already got on your paper. And just give that a little bit of inside petal color. I don't have a lot of vocabulary tonight, guys. I'm just really tired. You always add the B because of autocorrect. Oh, you've given up. I understand. That is easy to happen for sure. And I guess we can draw a face in there. I think just a couple more mushrooms, maybe on this side. And then a couple more swirlies, and we can draw a face in there, I think. I think I'm feeling it now. I wasn't real sure for a while, but I think I'm feeling it now. Big round mushroom head. And you got to do them in threes. You can't just have 2 mushrooms or 4. It's either 3 or 5. Some kind of odd number to give balance to your drawing. I hope you can see that okay. My hand's probably been blocking it the whole time, so I apologize if it has. Hopefully not too badly. And turning this upside down, so my bottom is my top. And my top is my bottom. I just want to do a couple more little swirlies. I like doing the swirlies. They're fun. And do the little dealy bobs that go around. the outside. I don't know what you call them. I'm calling them dealy bobs. That's my term. Another bob word. Oh, hearts, thank you. Good night, Batty, thank you. You're so funny. Wrong emoji. Yeah, autocorrect is pretty funny. And I think that's the joy of doing Zentangle, is you can just simply let yourself draw a pattern and just not have a whole plan. But I mean, plans are wonderful, and I like when I have a plan drawing because it always, you know, it's planned out and it looks nice. But sometimes it's nice to free flow and just see what your hand wants to draw. It's a little bit rounder. And let's add a little bit of water to that. I hope I'm in the zone here. I think I keep going out of the zone. Trying to keep this in sight. So going around that mushroom with some water and inside, and then the stems are going to be darker. So I'm just taking the ink I already have, pulling it up and around, and then going around each mushroom for some little bit of depth and color. And I think I want to do the inside of this circle as well, so just adding some wet paintbrush to that. And letting that ink just kind of flow around. Just flow around. Let it do its thing. All right. And I think my leaves would like a little bit of definition down here, so I'm just going to do that. Give it a little bit of color just in the center. And underneath leaves because they are turned in a little bit. There we go. Simple pimple. All right. So this is a fun way to just release like end of the day energy and just kind of let your, I think I want to do some swirls in here actually. So I'm just going to bring it around to the center. And do some swirls this way. I'm feeling very swirly today. I was feeling a face, but it kind of went away. So now I'm just doing the swirly. Starting over there and pulling it around. Yeah, you know, fairly even distances. I'm not measuring it out. I'm just going with like how it feels to draw it, you know, where my hand wants to go. And just bringing that around. And as we come in toward the end, we could make our little swirls smaller. So it gives it a different effect. So when you swirl it around, it'll look pretty groovy, like it's actually moving, which is kind of cool. I have not used the word groovy for, like, that's crazy. I haven't said groovy forever. I don't know where groovy came from, but it's pretty groovy. And just carefully taking the ink around the outsides of each of the lines to darken them, give it a more enhanced look, a more groovy look. Gotta keep your groove on. Groovin', groovin', groovin'. You can see that ink wanting to come out there. Pretty cool. I like doing this. It's just kind of fun to watch the ink just spread itself out. For me anyway. And I usually go inside to outside when I do it, but I'm kind of doing both right now. As long as you get a little bit of color here and there. And this is just it's a wet paintbrush. It's not soaking wet, dripping. I blot off a little bit of the water before I bring it around. So it's a controlled amount of water. And these guys need a little pepping up as well. So we'll do that on the insides of the stems of our little swirls. Make those look all pretty as well. Now I'm addicted to this. I'm doing all of my lines. It's kind of fun though. Bring that one in, bring that one out. Very fun indeed. Oh, you like the concentric art? It thinks, Bayo, hey Bayo. Steve, when did you show up? You guys, hi. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, it's kind of like hypnotic, right? It's pretty cool. You just go around like that and you can see it changing. It's so funny. It's going, we could make this the black abyss, but I'm gonna leave it white for now. How are you doing, Steve? Good to see you there. I've been thinking about you. I'm in Orlando. How are you doing, Bayo? You're the mental health professor now, huh? Professional. Oh, good. I need some mental health. I do. I definitely, and you know, I think my whole family needs some mental health. Professional mental health help. I'm just gonna make some waves here. Just kind of feeling in some wave feelings. Just for some extra pizzazz, I guess. It's good to have pizzazz. I think the world needs more pizzazz. 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 It's a very zazzy kind of word. And we can do little flowers on this one too. We'll just do little bumps. And bring those around. All kinds of little things in here. Make it nice and interesting to look at. That's what it's all about, you know, interest. Yes. Vicky, hi Vicky. Hey, How's it going? Yeah, I'm in Orlando. My sister is down here from Seattle, and her family are here visiting. And so I drove up from my little house to come and hang out with them for a week. And I get to see my sister and her family once a year. It's my youngest sister. And she is super fun and awesome, and so is her whole family. And we always have a good time. This is the third year in a row I've been able to see my sister. And it's really nice, actually. And we just kind of vacation and have some good sister time, and some of her family, her son and her daughter and her husband, you know, and just hang out and do fun stuff together or not do anything. They're all awesome in their own ways. You do what you can for your friends. Yeah, right. Oh, I'm not living in Orlando. No. I'm still in my same house in Northport. You know, I shouldn't say where I live actually, in Sarasota. And it's really nice. I don't know if I'll ever move. If I have to, I will, but I've moved so much in my life that I don't ever really want to do any more moving, you know? So you can only do so much of that. And I think I'll just go around making little designs around the edges and the outside like that. And turn this a bit. And just make a few little swirlies going around this way. This is a weird angle to hold my pen, actually. But I'm doing it. Just kind of making a little frame. Kind of like that. Dirt nap is EXT. Dirt nap is extra? I'm not sure what you just said. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. I'm a little like on the slow side tonight, pretty tired. I'll do a couple little flowers in between here. Make it a little bit flowery, not too many though. I already have quite a few flowers in here. It's just kind of a mellow night, so sometimes, you know, sometimes you just gotta be mellow and really not have, you know, don't be bringing in all the stress from the outside world into your home. Just kind of make that like your safe place if you can, as much as you can. Safe, relaxing place to go to just unwind from the day. I think I'm going the wrong way. There we go. And I think it's going to end right there. So I think this is good for the night. We've got a nice little design, nice little picture from just kind of drawing, letting our hand go the way it feels like going. There goes my voice again. And just some black and white, nothing too eccentric. You just gotta let yourself kind of be creative sometimes by not worrying about mistakes, but just drawing whatever you feel like drawing, whatever shape happens to pop up, you know. And always some bubbles. I love bubbles, so I'm gonna throw in a couple little bubbles. Bubbles, I don't know, they seem to make things feel more alive or like more movement. And movement is good. I like movement. And make some tinier bubbles. There we go. And I think that's our show for tonight. We're gonna call it a night, Bayo. Thank you so much for popping in, you guys. If you hit the like button, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Dirt nap is XN. Steve, you got me baffled. But I'm happy you're here. And I'm gonna go ahead and call this a night. Thank you for joining me in this hotel tonight, and probably Thursday night I may be streaming from a hotel or outside during the day. I might stream earlier when it's light outside, just for some nice Florida sunshine in the video, you know. All right, take care, have a good night, and we'll see you next time.